I say I'm much more looking forward to Micaiah's.
I
But go
did get
on. Shine bright.
I did get the better film.
Well, I don't
You
know
probably
that yet.
did. We're about to find out.
There's no way I did, but go ahead.
At the end of this, I'm going to say which film is better based off of your review.
All right. I know you guys have been waiting for this. Okay. Dumplin. The movie Dumplin.
What is this movie?
This movie is a Netflix original starring Jennifer Aniston, and let me tell you, this is one of the worst movies I have ever seen. This movie is so bad. It's so like there are times when I'm watching it where it wasn't even like funny bad. It was just like I was so mad when I was watching this. This is painstakingly awful. But the movie, if you don't know, it's about Willadine, otherwise known as Dumplin, who is a plus-size teenage daughter of a former beauty queen, Jennifer Aniston, signs up for her mom's Miss Teen Blue Bonnet pageant as a protest that escalates when other contestants follow her footsteps, revolutionizing the pageant and their small Texas town.
So the whole movie's about like fat people can be in like Miss USA pageants?
Yes, but let me tell you something about that theme. Well, see, like, I'm all for, like, body positivity. This was one of the worst executions I've seen of it, because one thing about this movie is the main character is so unlikable. Like, she is so annoying, because she like, does... There's this one specific scene I remember where she goes to sign up, and then this other plus-sized actress comes in, and it's like, oh, you're inspiring me. Like, I want to sign up too. Like, I love body positivity. And she was like, you know what? I don't want you to join. You're not joining. And I was like, what's the point of this? Like, who are you inspiring with this? It's
Ethan, she's just trying to live her life. She doesn't have to inspire somebody. She's just trying to be fat and beautiful.
She's an independent woman, Ethan. She doesn't need to uplift other people. Because certainly cis white men don't.
This is probably the biggest Dolly Parton commercial I've ever seen. Dolly Parton is a central figure in this movie. Like, the whole movie is about how Dolly Parton was her biggest influence. And every single original song in this movie is Dolly Parton. They even go to a drag bar, which is Dolly Parton themed, where everyone dresses up as Dolly Parton. It was so awful to look at.
Well, cool.
See, Ethan, I'm way more passionate about my movie Gus.
Oh,
I'll be doing a scene-by-scene breakdown.
No!
Wait a minute.
No!
for my review.
Can I just say, the only reason I'm here is because I thought we were doing a podcast.
Oh, this is a podcast.
No, it's not. This has been derailed into... Somehow I'm in your guys' punishment videos.
Well, to be fair, Reese, you were the one who was supposed to watch Gus, but then you edited the video to have only me in it.
Yeah. This is your punishment, having to sit
No.
through this.
That is
Okay.
no. I won fair and square. There's no. Yeah, there's no way around it. I won.
I guess it's my fault for making that 20 questions video so boring that me just talking to myself was funnier than the actual video.
Listen, you talking to yourself was very entertaining.
I've watched it several times.
Yeah, I thought
Very short.
I thought it was pretty good, actually.
Yeah, so I don't really have anything to say about Dumplin. Honestly, it's a 10 out of 10. So, Micaiah, if you want to chime in.
So you want me to talk to you guys about the wonderful Disney comedy family original known as Gus?
Yes.
So,
what's it about?
I've actually got some fact-checking about this movie as someone who has watched it. When I first saw the picture of this film at Blockbuster as a child, I was like, this movie looks terrible. I'm never going to see it. And then I was delighted to see that it was on Disney Plus, as I thought, hey, this would be a fun punishment for one of the guys in the podcast, having them to watch this movie about a donkey kicking field goals. But here's the catch. It's not even a donkey. It's a mule.
Oh,
Ooh.
wait. So does the description say it's a donkey?
No, it doesn't. It just
Oh.
you just see it and you're like, well, it's not a horse, so you think it's a donkey. And then another interesting plot choice. I mean, this is a movie filmed in 1976, so the type of thing that passed as humor and entertainment was widely different.
Wait, this movie is 34 years old?
Wouldn't it be older than that?
44 years old?
But Gus is actually Yugoslavian.
What, the movie or the mule?
The mule is
Oh.
Yugoslavian, and he's got his little trainer. Let me see if I can find the name. I think the guy who, is like his handler or whatever. His name is Andy Petrovic, but the thing is, he's supposed to be like this Yugoslavian teenager, but this is the 70s, so no one knows what like a Yugoslavian accent is.
Okay.
He's just some American guy he's just trying to put on a weird high voice and has sideburns for some reason.
Listen, tensions were high during the Cold War, okay? I mean...
And the thing is,
What?
there is no tension. It's just viewed as this weird third world country where you'd have a mule that can kick a field goal with perfectly accurate from 100 yards. That's
okay.
Premise. And the major tension of this film is that Andy, the kid owned by the mule, his older brother is like the best soccer player in the world. Like they commonly linked to the World Cup or whatever.
Okay.
Where his brother will pop off and score like game-winning goals and whatnot. And his dad's like, "Oh, your brother's a real man, but you're pathetic." And Andy's just very clumsy and goofy. And then, eventually, Gus gets brought in for a halftime act for this NFL team, the California Adams, which are when they did the opening credits to this film. It used to be like a 20 to 30 minute opening credits. So how they do that is they have a highlight film of the California Adams, where it's like every play they fumble the ball 3 times.
What the?
They don't block a single person. It's like, hey, coach, we only lost 5 yards on that play. It's the best play of the season type of thing. Like, there is one play that I can't forget. They're playing the Green Bay Packers.
Oh, very nice.
The offensive line does not block anyone. The quarterback has to jump in the air to catch the ball, and then he hands it to one running back, who immediately fumbles it in the air and just throws it behind him, where it's caught by another running back who does the same thing, and then the quarterback gets it back and then hands it off to the ref thinking it's another player on the team, and then the ref gets tackled. This is the kind of
comedy
humor
gold they had in the 70s.
This is the kind of thing that passed as humor in it. This also has like a lot of old NFL players in the film for whatever reason. Like Dick Butkus is a major character in this film.
That's a funny name.
It is.
And Johnny Unitas is in this too.
What?
For some reason.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically the plot is very predictable. The team's really bad, but what they do is they bring in Gus as like a halftime act or whatever, but then they see that he can actually kick a ball 100 yards, and they're like, this guy's pretty good.
Bring in this mule to kick a field goal.
Yeah.
Like, I can see this. Johnny Unitas said, let's bring in this mule to kick a field goal.
Johnny Unitas is the sports announcer.
Oh. He's not even playing himself. He's not even playing himself?
He is playing himself. Apparently, he
Oh.
was a sports announcer after he retired.
Oh my god.
But anyway, whenever the ball is kicked, there is this crazy slide whistle sound effect. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like
Can you do that again? Can we make that a sound effect for the pod?
That's what it's like. I was watching this in a I don't know what room it was, but both my brother and my dad heard the sound effects of him keep kicking it, and were like, "What on earth are you watching?" And then they both sat down and watched it with me because they were both very bored.
I just can't imagine, watching an NFL game on Sunday and then just seeing a mule come on the field to kick the game-winning field goal.
The first time that Gus comes out, they do the whole Air Bud thing, That's like, you can't have a mule. And they play like, I don't know, like 9 games in this film. You feel like this is gonna end like 3 different times, and then it just keeps going.
Okay.
And each game you watch Gus kick like 4 field goals, and it's like a really bad like green screen, then the slide whistle football. So yeah, the first time that Gus runs on the field, first of all, I get the refs being very confused, but the enemy team and coach are furious that a mule is running onto the field to kick an 80-yard field goal.
I would like too.
They're all like, they've never seen this mule kick the ball, but they're like all assuming it's this crazy unfair advantage, and they're all like yelling, and they're like, the announcer's like, this just ain't right. Football's supposed to be played by men, And then they do the Air Bud thing where it's like, technically the rule book just says you have 11 players on the field. Not technically distinguished that a player has to be a human being so the mule can play.
Okay.
So then the other side plot is that the owner of the team is going bankrupt. And he makes a bet with his other rich friend that he'll sell the team to them if they don't win 6 games that year, and they had never won a game in the past 20 years. So the guy's like, whoa, you've got this new mule, we've got to up to ante. Why not? You have to win the Super Bowl, and I'll pay off all your debt, and you can keep the team. It's like, it's like, all right, this is kind of ridiculous considering I just watched 30 minutes of losing like 120-3, and that 3 points was the only 3 points they scored in 2 seasons.
Wait, they won once they brought on the mule, right?
Yeah, they started winning, but it's like there's just so many like jokes about how comically bad this team is. But then once Gus comes on, they start winning games like 18-12. So that means the defense went from giving up 120 points a game to 12, and that's never talked about in the entire.
Okay, so their defense magically becomes amazing too, right?
The power of the mule.
There's just tons of plot holes throughout the thing. So this friend that's like the owner, he starts realizing after the 3rd game that they've won with Gus, he's like, this team's too good. I've got to sabotage Gus so I can win the team back.
Speaking of sabotaging, I have just sent Ethan 30 pictures of the M&M man.
Oh my god. You sent so many of them. I've been telling you to stop.
That's what I've been laughing at.
Oh my god.
And we ended it with the true M&M man which of course is Danny DeVito.
That whole like 35-minute scene that I was telling you about is supposed to be taking place during the halftime of the Super Bowl.
Oh my god, that sounds so long.
It's preposterously
Oh my
long.
god. What
But
the
who
heck?
was there to kick field goals before?
No one.
Nobody.
Yeah, but somehow the score when they come back is like it's like 6-11. It's like 6-12. Gus
What a
comes
boring game.
kicks a few field goals. It's like the final play of the game, and Gus is in. They're at the 100. They're in their end zone. It's like the 105-yard line, and it's like, but Gus doesn't kick accurately from over 100 yards. He can make it from 110, but it's like 50-50. And
What did I miss something? How is he really good at kicking field goals from any distance?
It's never explained.
What?
Bro, have you ever seen a mule kick something, dude? It's painful.
So, but wait, so Andy, who's like Gus's owner, the son, remember? His brother's like the athlete. His father doesn't like him. A reoccurring plot is his father's not impressed because Andy's just like the place kicker. He catches the ball, and his father's like, all he's doing is balancing the ball with a finger. Why is that something I should be proud of? Or yada yada. So the final play happens. It's extremely muddy, and
Like how muddy?
like I don't know. It's just very like a mud pit. So what happens is they go to line up to kick the field goal in their own end zone, and they go, and Gus slips. But the entire team that went to tackle all jump over Andy, who's like the place kicker or whatnot.
Oh.
And then what happens is like a 10-minute play where it's like this guy's extremely clumsy, and every time he just happens to slip or trip in the mud, it happens to be so that other people, like the people who are trying to tackle him, miss it, and he runs 105 yards to win, to score the game-winning touchdown in the Super Bowl.
Alrighty, can I tell you my final thoughts?
Okay.
Alright, so this is what I took notes over both of these movies. So here's what I have for Ethan. Get ready. Ethan. Alright. Ethan doesn't like fat people. Mike. Mule. Not donkey. 1976. Goofy movie. Ethan can't follow Mike's review. Too long to pay attention to. Dumpling wins.
Yes! Yes!
Wow, what a great episode. To finish things up, take it away, boys.